Life has a way of throwing you a curveball when you least expect it. You need money fast, but the big lending institutions aren't interested. There are others willing to lend you money, but at what cost? Thankfully, there is a better way. People Trust is a 501c3 nonprofit community development financial institution loan fund whose primary focus is to help those in need by allowing them access to money fast. Our rates are low, and you can borrow as little as a few $100s. Just go to peopletrustloans.org and let us know how much you need. Fill in some basic information, upload copies of your ID and credit score, and the money will be in your account in minutes. We also have financial education tools and will inform you of new developments such as relief measures due to COVID-19. At People Trust, we are here to help you get through uncertain times so you can come back better than ever. Find out how we can help today.
Okay, we're just gonna give a couple people. All right, we're gonna give a couple people time to jump in. We're gonna talk about the PPP loan tonight. Had a lot of people calling. I want to see, how can I see? Yeah, so tonight we were talking about the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program. The Paycheck Protection Program is a program that has just come out. It's the second round, actually, second round for small businesses to be able to get the relief that they need, that they're experiencing right now during this pandemic. I wanted to do this video because I wanted to talk about just answer some questions. We have people calling, we have people inquiring about, do they qualify? What does it take? What do they have to do to qualify? What do they have to do to receive forgiveness? And how they, let's see here, I'm trying to see here. All right. I'm trying to see where my comments are. This was pretty much just a Q&A. I'm gonna go through this SBA Paycheck Protection Program fact sheet. It's a myth and a fact sheet, and hopefully that will open up some dialogue and get some people chiming in to ask questions, to also get answers to their questions. So myth number one: PPP is wrought waste with fraud and abuse. And fact is, the vast majority of PPP funds supported American businesses and their hardworking employees in dire need of economic relief. To ensure all program rules were followed, all loans are undergoing automated review. And so it says that all loans 2 million or more will undergo manual review. In addition, any loan may be selected for a manual review. SBA has a robust process for ensuring PPP funds were used as intended. So I want to park right there and talk about the funds being used as intended. If you're using it if you're a sole proprietor and you're using the funds to cover your payroll, then you can, even if it's paying yourself, you can pay yourself. That's an allowable expense. A lot of times, small businesses, entrepreneurs work out of one pocket. And I've been there. That's why I can speak to a small business owner, and I know what small business owners go through. We got Damon in with us, and so Damon is on the board for People Trust. He's a chair board, and so we're glad to have him with us on tonight. And so, Damon, we're just gonna have a conversation, man, and try and open up some dialogue and get people engaged in some conversation about the Paycheck Protection Program. We are, this is a very important program for especially those minority, small, Black businesses that did not receive, women-owned, minority-owned small businesses that did not receive the Paycheck Protection funding in the first round. And so there's a lot of people, and we was having a conversation earlier and just telling them, there's a lot of people that didn't get the first round. They've been waiting a long time on some economic relief. Been waiting a long time. We talked about since last July. Been waiting a long time on economic relief. So for us, for a second round to come out and for us to be able to circulate those resources within our community, it's a very good position. We're happy to be in that position to be able to serve the community in that way at this critical time in our state, in our world, and in our in our country. So some of the questions that popped up, people ask me about how do I know if I qualify. A lot of people don't even know if they qualify simply because for fear being a reason as to why they don't want to not having a strong relationship with a bank. And I talk to a lot of people using their cash apps, using alternative forms of payment processing, and not using a traditional bank account. And so the fact that they don't use a traditional bank account, matter of fact, we had some PPP borrowers using cash apps. And so we want to encourage those small business owners, it's okay to start small and it's okay to have humble beginnings, but at some point you want to try and get your business on mainstream. And the reason why I say this is because you want to grow and you want to expand your business. You don't want to start a business and then stay in the same position year after year. You want to grow and expand your business. If you don't grow in business, you die. I can tell you that, from experience, if you don't grow, continue to grow and expand, then you're gonna become irrelevant. And so the PPP helps provide that blood that we need in order to, the body can't survive and thrive without blood. And so these critical resources are like blood to the community, to women-owned, minority-owned, small business, entrepreneurs, people of color, Black folks, indigenous population of folks. The PPP was meant to get in your hands, and that's one of the things that we want to stress. I know, as a population of people, we're very skeptical about any programs that come through, and a lot of times, we won't even apply. We won't even apply because it's lots of people I've talked to, say that I'm not going to apply. I don't think I will qualify for that. And then they want to know, once they see the word loan, it's like no, I don't want to get no loan. And one important thing to stress about this loan is that it's a forgivable loan. The loan is forgivable. If it has allowable expenses. Let's see if I can find something that talks about the allowable expenses. Your let's see here. See if we can find something. While I'm looking at this information, Demond, you're a small business owner. You're a small business owner,
right?
And I believe that you've dealt with the Paycheck Protection Program, and what was your experience when you first initially applied to your small, you applied with your small business for a Paycheck Protection Program forgivable loan? What was your experience like? I mean, did you have to hunt hard for a lender? How was that? What was that experience like? Just getting to the application portal. What was that like?
Right. Well, so thanks for having me on it. First off, but the whole process for me with the PPP started initially back in March, like say when the pandemic hit, and you hear SBA announcing, not only SBA but the government announcing all these programs for small business owners, and then they talk about the the most hard hit industry, which was restaurants and hotels, hospitality. So
Yes.
me banking with a big bank without saying the name, you know, you think, well, hey,
Yeah.
look, call my lender, you know, my banking associate at the location, and to see how would I qualify. Well, I never got in contact with that person, you know, because at this point, you know, again, being in the, you know, Black community, we get that information late. And so we're already servicing, you know,
Yeah.
the other account holdies of the, you know, the bigger guys.
Yeah.
No knock to them. However, for me, it was like, okay, it was all online. I called, and the personnel that I spoke with was they had orders to say, hey, listen, I will take down your information and pass it on.
Yeah.
Pass it on. And so I went through the portal, uh, uh, and it was like a 2-week process, 3-week process, and I just kept getting these random emails saying it's processing, processing, processing. 6 weeks later, I get an email saying I didn't qualify. So, you know, that time lapse, of course, you're hearing about you know, at that point, you're getting all this misinformation about money gone.
Yeah.
All the money, you know, has been used up, and so now I'm waiting on the second stimulus package, which came, you know, 7-8 months later.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, in December. And so it's like now, you know, I took the time to again do my research, do my due diligence to find out, you know, if there is a second round come up, you know, I'm not going to miss out on this. You know, if it's money out there, people are getting it. You
Yeah.
know, how can I get it? And so
Yeah.
uh,
Exactly.
that was my initial
Okay.
experience
Okay.
with
Yeah.
trying to apply for a PPP loan. And it wasn't a pleasant experience. And but again, everybody's not like me or like the next person. You know, like that 6 weeks of not hearing could have just like deterred me to say, you know what, you know, this isn't for me.
It took 6 weeks for you to actually get. I
Denied.
mean, so you applied for the PPP loan
Yes.
at your financial institution.
Yes.
You submitted all your documentation,
Yes.
and then you had to wait for 6 weeks before you got a decision, and then that decision was a denial.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so did you get a reason why you got denied?
So that's the thing. You couldn't because it was all automated.
Okay.
And
Okay. So just
it was generating reference. You know, you get this
okay.
email with a reference number,
Yeah.
and you call the personnel. They'll give you the reference number, and all they're doing is, oh, okay, and then they pass you on and say,
Yeah.
you want to be for the word was reconsideration, right? They use you want to be reconsidered. Email, tell us why. Why am I telling you? It's a
Yeah.
pandemic. Like
Yeah.
you first of all, you didn't tell me if my documents were enough. I didn't, you know, were the lack
So that
of.
so there was a really a breakdown in communication because in
Totally.
automation, for the simple fact that you were dealing with a computer, and
Totally.
and then when you did talk to somebody, then they couldn't really help you. So finding a lender is one of the biggest challenges,
Absolutely.
right? Finding a PPP lender, SBA PPP lender, is one of the biggest challenges. I was just looking up some information here, and it says that the Paycheck Protection Program was designated to quickly bring financial relief to socially and economically disadvantaged small businesses. It was designed to quickly bring financial relief to socially and economically disadvantaged small businesses. Now, some
Right.
people are small business and they don't know that they're socially and economically they may know that they're economically disadvantaged, but they don't. I mean, we got to really think about this and talk about this. That's why I'm glad we're having this conversation, is because we have to understand that, you know, past crisis. You think about Reconstruction. You think about the Great Depression of 1939, the 2008 financial crisis. You think about all of that, and then you think about COVID-19, and then recovery efforts,
Right.
and how the you know these communities were hit first and worse. hit first and worst. And then when it come down to actual having access to the capital needed to be able to create jobs, to rebuild the economy, to stimulate a segment that could create could build economic sustainability and mobility, the resources weren't there.
Right.
The resources weren't there. And then, so when we think about that, it's vitally important for communities during this time to have lenders in their community they can reach out and touch, that they can actually that understands the culture. So it's a culture, it's a lot of cultural difference. And we also got to think about the digital divide. We got to think about the people that are not computer savvy, the people that, because it's shocking to me, but I say it's shocking, but I got to retract that statement, that so many of us, we have so much potential to really grow and expand, but we continue to run some of us run our business by the seat of our pants. And the reason why I say that is because, we got to think about growth and expansion and job creation.
Right.
If we don't have jobs in our community where we can make a livable wage, then how are we going to ever close the wealth gap? This particular conversation that we're having was strictly to open up some dialogue, get some people to chime in and ask us some questions. We didn't want to do all the talking. We wanted to have people to get in and ask us some questions so that they would be able to get those questions answered, because I'm getting text messages, I'm getting calls, I'm getting emails constantly. And I'm like, you know what? I need to do something, get on some type of social media platform and talk to people and allow them to ask their questions. But this program, for those of you that are listening, this program was designed, it was meant to get into your hand. I'm talking to that woman entrepreneur that just started her business, that need funding. I'm talking to you. Well, not just started, you had to have started your business by February 20th of last year, when the first round came out. So we want to make sure that we're clear on that. Some people won't qualify because they didn't start their business in that time frame that it was supposed to be started. I do want to talk about, like I said, finding a lender. I've seen different posts and following different newsletters about how difficult it is to find for a lot of people trying to find a lender. And then when they reach out to those lenders, kind of have similar experiences to what you had. They're waiting for 6 weeks at a time or longer on a response, only to get told no, or that the funds have run out.
Right.
So People Trust is a community development financial institution, and we are also an SBA preferred PPP lender. And we are located in Little Rock, Arkansas, in Southwest Little Rock. And so we've been in that community for the last 5 years, providing consumer loans, small dollar consumer loans, because back in 2008, right after the financial crisis of 2008, the payday lending industry was abolished here in Arkansas, and Arkansas became a blacked out state. And the fact that we're a blacked out state means that we don't have installment lenders operating within the state. And so, me being a small business owner and serving that community, being in the Southwest community for over 20 years, saw an unmet need and wanted to respond to that need simply because we've been in the community and for the community. And the community has helped us to continue to grow. So we want to be able to give back to the community. And one way that we were able to give back to the community is by providing short-term loans, small dollar loans. Very, very, very important, especially right now. And we noticed, people, when the pandemic hit, people lost their jobs, people got furloughed, businesses closed, and a lot of those businesses are still closed today. And some of these businesses were the heart of the community. I can remember back when I was a child, my mother would take me to the pound cake lady, and she was over on I want to say on Gaines Street, and they had the pound cakes over there. And man, I can just remember as a kid looking forward to riding over there on Gain Street to get me a pound cake.
Right.
And so now, I'm just kind of, now that business is no longer there, that was a mom and pop shop. And now that it's no longer there, there's a different feeling when I ride by there. It's a different feeling now. I don't feel like the community that it once felt like, because the pound cake lady is not there no more. So, right. A lot of these businesses are essential. You think about the barbershops, you think about the beauticians, you think about the, all those creative businesses that are in the community. And then you got a bunch of ideas in the community that need funding to where's their idea to be able to create opportunities for others. Right. So, it's very important that we had this conversation. And there's been, so I'm gonna read a little bit more. It says that the priority for this administration is to ensure these forgivable loans are going to those most in need. And it says that so these loans are meant to go to those small business owners who are most in need. And who are most in need a lot of times are the independent, the big businesses get busy. They're gonna be first ones getting the funding. They got the big lines of credit. They have access to capital, is not a problem. But then the small business, the mom and pop shop, the barber shop, the neighborhood grocery store, the bodega, the the little food marts and things of that nature, and a lot of the hair braiders and people like that. You got your gig employees, your waitresses, your waiters, and you got all these folks that are independent contractors working for themselves, and think that they don't qualify for the PPP. Right. Well, the first round, it may have been few more restrictions, with more restrictions, but this second round they have eased the restrictions, and now you just you can actually qualify if you pay yourself. If you have a payroll, and you can be your one employee. Right. So I had, it's a lot of people that was asking me questions. I don't see anybody chiming on, asking me any questions. I'm gonna go here and see if I can, because that's really what this was about. This wasn't about people trust. This was about the people, and getting information.
Well, while you see that, let me piggyback on something about the importance of what we're doing, and the fact that being a small business owner, you're having access to a loan concept that traditionally you probably wouldn't have. That because of the pandemic has really given us a different avenue of survival. That's what right now. A lot of businesses right now, they don't, big box, small box. If you don't have people coming to your business and patronize your business, then there's no survival. Being able to survive it's not there. Stability won't be around. And the fact that this loan is forgivable, Carlos said, it's not about having, I think one of the big misconceptions is, 500 employees. Well, when you see the number 500, that's like 500 employees. The first thing you think is that's a huge business. But low to moderate income communities, which the government really want companies like People Trust to facilitate for them, is to get to those companies that have 3 employees, 5 employees, or like Arlo said before, Ms. White said before, 1 employee. Mm-hmm. Right? Fill out this application. We have a seamless process. What you don't know, don't be the person that's afraid to see what you can achieve by fact that you don't have you've been misinformed, or you don't have enough information about what's going on. So
can I chime in right there?
Go ahead.
I want to chime in right there, and let's talk about the documents that are needed when you apply for the PPP. A lot of people want to know, what documents do I need to qualify? How do I qualify for? I met an entrepreneur, had 11 independent contractors, 11 folks on his payroll. but he didn't get the first round of funding.
Right.
You know, 11 people, and you know, his business was hurting, still, you know, struggling to keep his employees. You know, they have families, you know, struggling to keep his doors open. You know, business done slowed up a little bit because of you know, the slow opening phases and things of that nature. So now we're actually, you know, and I the numbers, thank God, the numbers are going down with COVID-19, even though many are still hurt by the pandemic, but the numbers are going up. But we still have a long road to recovery.
Right.
We have a long road to recovery. So I want to talk about real quick the documents that are required when you're applying for a Paycheck Protection Program loan. Okay, all applicants require, it says driver's license, avoided check, proof of payroll, and also proof of revenue reduction. Now that was on the on that first round. We had to show the revenue reduction. On this, I believe we have to. Can you speak to that? Demond, I think you were telling me something about that.
Yeah. So for the if this your first draw, if you're an applicant and you didn't make application for the first round, first draw for the PPP, so your first time drawer, then like all of Mr. Washington said, the documents that you'll need will be your driver's license, bank statement, avoided check, and Schedule C. And we have a tax preparer that's working with us. So if you don't have a Schedule C, if that's a new word for you, we can help. We can assist with that. And again, that's not required on the initial application process. You could once you fill out the application, there's some information that we'll capture initially, and then the document piece. Once we have you in the portal, we have your contact, we have your email, then we'll be in contact with you personally to make sure that we'll assist you with those documents via phone or Skype or any communication lines that you most feel comfortable in communicating.
Now, you know what, our portal, Demond, our portal, you know, we've invested quite a bit into our Paycheck Protection Program platform on our website, and that's at www.peopletrustloans.org. That's www.peopletrustloans.org. And the reason why is because we wanted to make the application process as simple as possible. We didn't want it to be a barrier for those of you that are watching to apply for the Paycheck Protection Program through People Trust and have a complicated process just with the application. You know, so that was one of the things. So our application portal is pretty robust, and it's easy to navigate. Okay, we got Brittany Thomas. How you doing, Miss Brittany? Okay, so her question is, I still have an FEIN tax ID, federal tax ID number, but it has been revoked because I originally shut my salon down in 2016, but I did not understand that I needed to dissolve the business if I didn't want to owe any delinquent franchise tax, right? Okay, well, I'm back into business in the salon last year. How would I be able to qualify for the PPP loan? Okay, it says I'm gonna stop there and answer that question. I'm gonna ask you your second question, Miss Brittany. Okay, so with that business in 2016, you're absolutely right. You have to go, and when you go to Secretary of State, then you have to go and close out those businesses if you do not if you're not still operating those businesses, because if you don't, then you will continue to incur franchise tax, and those franchise tax can become delinquent, and then they revoke your and it's just bad when somebody, you know, when people look at that and it shows is revoked. And it's normally for a reason of unpaid franchise tax. And a lot of times as small business, we don't really think about that because, you know, when we transitioning and we moving and we grooving, then a lot of times we don't think about the fact that, you know, we need to make sure that we close all those doors to those old businesses. Now, you can go and reconcile that. I would advise that you go to the Secretary of State and that you go ahead and rectify that, because you don't want that to stop you in the future from doing other things. It says, well, but you've been doing hair ever since then. You've been doing your business ever since then. Even though you didn't have your own salon, you still was operating as an independent contractor in a salon. So with that, you can still qualify for the PPP loan. It says, well, I went back into business in the salon last year. How would I be able to qualify for the PPP loan? As an independent contractor, a sole proprietor. I do have a business. I do have a separate business account. So I keep these funds separate from my first job. That's awesome. I mean, I commend you for doing that, because you don't realize how many entrepreneurs do not have business checking accounts. You know,
Right.
I've ran into so many entrepreneurs that are using, and I'm not knocking, what method of payment processing you choose to use, but I'm just saying, if you don't use traditional financial institution, a lot of time they have a lot of time they have restrictions on what you can and what you can't do.
Right.
And we did a Finex experience back last year. We did a Finex experience, which is a financial experience offered by the Financial Health Network. But what it did was they actually allowed us to go to be not operate as our usual selves, but actually go out into the community and try to see how difficult it was to obtain even just a money order, just to get a money order. You had to go around to 2 or 3 different places just to get a money order. And then when you get there, it costs more money to be unbanked than it does to be banked. It costs you more money. You're going to spend money on gas. You're going to spend money on, you're going to waste time. So you think about your time, standing in lines, waiting and all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy. But at the same token, a lot of people operate that way. So, Ms. Brittany, that's to your question. You can still qualify for the PPP. You would just be a sole proprietor.
And Lo, just to let her know that, just to piggyback to what you were saying about the EIN, she can actually.
Okay, hey, we got another question. We got another question, Demond. Okay. Jeffrey Budd, you want to take this one? He says, "Hey, I have a security company. What is my advantage?" Okay, when did you start? How many employees do you have? When did you start your security company? And did it start before February 20th, 2020? We want to know. I mean, if it started prior to that, how many employees do you have? What's your pay? What's your payroll? So these are going to be the questions that any business can apply.
Right.
Any business can get it. It says that, and to begin, the SBA and the Department of Treasury, wanted to make sure that the broadest possible segment of small businesses could access the PPP program. The PPP program was designed, built for small businesses of all types, with less than 200, 300 employees. So yes, your advantage would be the fact that you have a business. Now you can go to our website. And the good thing about our portal is it won't allow you to move past right now myself and start in 2016. Yes, you would qualify. You even if you paying yourself, that is a allowable expense. That's allowable expense. I'm sorry, Demond, you had some more that you were saying. So if you want to chime in on Mr. Budd's question.
Yep. Just for as far as him, Mr. Bud, all he needs to do is I would encourage him to go to the website, get started on the application process.
Yeah, right away.
And we'll guide you through those things, because you definitely qualify. Being in business since 2016, and we can assist you with those documents that you're needing, whether you have an EIN number or you use your social security number. That's also to the other young lady that proposed the first question. Yeah, Ms. Brittany. She can definitely, if her EIN number is have some uncertainty with those, we definitely can use her social security number, being a sole proprietor, to apply for a PPP.
Yeah, it's urgent. It's an urgent need for it too right now. It's a very urgent need. Start the application process. Use your if your case, Ms. Brittany, you would use your social and you would go in as a sole proprietor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we got Mr. Charles Pridgeon on here. Mr. Demond, you want to take that one? Can you see that?
Go ahead, Lo. I'm
okay. All right. How you doing, Mr. Pridgeon? So it says, can a business with a tax loss as a sole proprietor, single member LLC qualify for PPP?
Well, so if you're showing a loss, meaning that you didn't have any net earnings after your taxes were filed, then you will not qualify for PPP.
You can't show, you have to show a profit.
Yeah, you can't show losses. You have to show some type of profit. So in that case, you will not qualify for a PPP.
Okay, so it says that his next, that's a good answer, and thank you, Damon. It says his next question says, does People Trust have any buffers or safeguards in place for businesses that apply, receive the PPP, but is reporting profits without any prepaid estimated taxes?
That's a great question. That's a good question. All right, so go ahead. You go ahead and finish that.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell Mr. Pridgeon to give us a call offline. We had one more member that was supposed to be on our live tonight, and she's a tax expert. We have partnered with the tax consultant firm that is assisting small businesses with applying for the Paycheck Protection Program. And so that question I would refer to her about those estimated taxes, because she would be the one to answer that. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Pridgeon? And while he's thinking, it says that it says whether you're a first-time applicant or a borrower seeking a second draw loan, it says we understand the urgency of PPP funding for your small business, and we are working hard to facilitate this relief. Now, we're working hard, but I don't feel a lot of times like the small business owners that we're trying to reach are working hard. And the reason why I say I don't feel like that, because I don't think that they really know how important and how critical this program is for the community. This is a very important program. It says that now and that it's not hard to qualify, and it's forgivable. I keep on stressing the word forgivable. Somebody said, well, how am I able to get it forgiven? Okay, well, just like you go to our page and you go to our portal and you apply for the PPP loan, we're going to have a portal. We're going to have a button on there when it comes time for your forgiveness. And all you have to do is be able to provide proof that you use the funds, like you said you were going to use the funds, that you were going to, and you paid yourself. You just have to be able to show that you paid somebody, even if it was you. So, I want to encourage those entrepreneurs, those barbers, those stylists, those contractors, self-employed people, you know who you are. I want to encourage you to go to our website and just go through and just apply it, because it's, at the end of the day, it's free money. It's free money, and we don't want the window of opportunity to close on our community. We need to take advantage of this opportunity. I can't stress it enough. There has never been a COVID-19 pandemic, in my lifetime, and I'm pretty sure most of everybody watching this live in their lifetime has not been a COVID-19 pandemic. So, right now we need to take advantage, because it's going to be a longer road than we think to recovery. And we want to make sure that we're protecting our businesses, that we're protecting our employees and their family. We want to make sure we're protecting our communities by keeping our doors open and keeping jobs coming into our community. We don't have to repeat history and from the last recovery efforts of last crisis. We can have access to capital. So how can we get access to capital? We need a financial mechanism on the ground, in the trenches, that understands entrepreneurs, women-owned, minority-owned, Black-owned businesses, understand that culture, understand how, operating out of one pocket, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, understanding that when you didn't have no bootstraps, understanding all of that. And I'm talking about grinding all your life. We understand all that. But what we got to do is we have to grow, and we have to think growth, and we got to think expansion. Growth and expansion, job creation. Growth, expansion, job creation. That's what we need to be thinking in order to, and then we need to think about this as well. The PPP was designed to stimulate the economy. That money was meant to get into the hands of the smallest businesses. Don't be ashamed. Don't let the pride. I notice a lot of people have a lot of pride. They don't want to, you know, listen, if my small business is in need, I'm not ashamed to go and get the help when it's right there readily available. We have got to stop thinking this way, people, and get that out of our heads that we have so much pride. We don't want to, we don't want to let people know, listen, this money is for you. This money was there, and it's billions of dollars, billions of dollars. I want to give a quick update. Let me see. I want to give just a quick update on this one deal I have here. Demond, we're glad to have you back on.
Yeah.
But I want some more questions to come up, just in particular about now the program is set to end. I do want to stress this out, that the program is going to end March 31st.
Okay.
The PPP program ends March 31st. Don't miss this opportunity.
Right.
Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the chance, because when it's, don't wait till it's too late. We have worked hard. Our staff has worked hard. We have built relationships with the Federal Reserve, so we're able to do any size PPP loan, any size that you come with, we can do.
Absolutely.
We want to let you know that we are responsive. Now, we do have people. Our organization does a lot in the community in terms of housing prevention, housing prevention, homeless prevention, and then rapid rehousing. In the event that you are homeless, and in the event that you are needing to get rehoused, we provide assistance with that. And we have tons of people that we've provided assistance for in the community. We also have our consumer loan program, which we have been offering from the start. Short-term, small dollar loans. These are safe, affordable loans that you can qualify for. Now, you do have to have the money. You do have to have the ability to repay the loan. If we tell you it's a loan, and it does have to be repaid. And now we provide all type of flexibility, knowing that it's a pandemic, knowing that people are experiencing, unprecedented hardships with this pandemic. So we do understand, and we're here for the community. And so we just want to get the community to continue to support us, our operations. We also want to let you know that we are here to support you. We are here to support you as well. We are here, and we have worked hard to get to become SBA lenders, to ensure that we are able to bring these critical resources to you. We have worked hard to bring you. You may not know what all we go through to get to do it, but listen, it ain't easy. It is not easy, but guess what? It's worth it, and it's worth it, and you're worth it. So I want to just let you know that People Trust is here. People Trust is an SBA preferred lender, PPP, Paycheck Protection Program lender, and also People Trust is ready to respond to those needs. Now, we are the financial mechanism. So as we continue to, you're going to be seeing other live. This is just the first of many live streams that we're going to do and talk about. Hopefully, the next time we get on, all of our team members will join us.
Yes.
You guys know how it is. Sometimes you have, but it's all good. We're not going to dwell on that, because the main point is go to the www.peopletrustloan.org and apply for the PPP. You don't know. You just might get approved. And when you get approved, we there to hold your hand all the way to the forgiveness part of it, and get you forgivable loan to help your business and help your employees. Okay. Absolutely. So thank you all that have joined on this live. We hope that we have.
Thanks for the questions, Steve.
Yeah, thank you for the questions, Brittany. Thank you for the questions, Mr. Pridgeon and Mr. Bud. Thank you, Arlo and Demond. Thanks for answering my questions. Other questions I have: number 3, for business owners that are former felons within the 5 years from the application, is record expungement required to qualify for PPP? with the PPP and People's Trust, does People Trust offer a different payback period than the SBA? I'm gonna answer that second half. We follow the SBA guidelines on the payback period. Hopefully we will be able to get you forgiveness for that loan if you use those funds in accordance with what you put on your application that you would use those funds for. So like payroll, like paying yourself, equipment, your rent. I think you do your rent, you can do utilities, you can do your business expenses, you know. And so there's a lot that goes into business expenses that we need to think about. You know, we need to think about all those different miscellaneous expenses that we have in our small businesses, because a lot of times we have to be able to monitor and adjust and then pivot. So now, in your first question, as far as the felons, it says for business owners that are former felons within the 5 years from the application, is record expungement required to qualify for PPP? No, record. It's not asking you for any record expungement or any to prove any of that stuff. It's not asking you any of that. In our application, none of those questions about expungement or anything is in the application. So we have not came across that yet, Mr. Pridgeon. We haven't came across that one yet. Not a question, just a comment. Thank you so much for what you all do for the community. It doesn't go unnoticed. Even in the middle of a pandemic, we are able to sustain ourselves through your company. Ms. Thomas, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for that comment. That's very reassuring and motivating for us, because like I said, it's not easy. This work ain't easy, but guess what? It's worth it, and you're worth it, and the community is worth it. So, and I want to encourage all women-owned operations, Black-owned women operations, minority-owned operations. I want to encourage you to go to our website and just click the apply button for SBA PPP. That button, it's a real. You'd be surprised.
It works.
You will be surprised how easy it is to go to our website and apply for your PPP loan. We're going to respond back to you. We're going to get that money in your hands as fast as we can. And then when you get ready to get forgiveness, we're going to walk you all the way to the forgiveness door. So you don't have to worry about getting left hanging. We ain't going to leave you hanging. We're going to get back to you, and we're going to get you the money you need to protect your business, protect your employees. Okay, how do I get in contact to apply for the snack or pack? I am a Black female owner. All right, Miss Smith. It said, how do you get in contact to apply for the snack or pack? Now I want to know what you mean by that. What is the snack and the pack? I'm trying to understand what the snack pack is. The snack pack. Okay, well, I guess we'll call it the PPP. Okay, so what you do is you just go to www.peopletrustloans.org and you click the SBA PPP apply button. And you can also hit us up on our email. You can go to PPP at providingequalopportunities.org. That's PPP at providingequalopportunities.org. Okay. I hope you all have enjoyed this live, and I hope it was informative. If nothing else, I wanted to drill home the fact that you need to apply. If you are a small business and you are in the community, there's no reason why somebody should ask you, have you applied for the PPP? And you say, no, you haven't applied for it. I understand. It's peopletrustloans.org. Do not let me find you at Uncle T's Food Mart or K Hall and Son or somewhere like that. And then I ask you, have you applied for your PPP? And you tell me no. And I'm gonna say, what you waiting on? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Here is an opportunity. It's supposed to be SBA or PPP. It's supposed to be SBA. Okay, snack pack. I got you. I appreciate that. That's a new terminology for me. So the SBA or PPP. So the PPP. So the snack pack. I just gave you the instructions, and I hope to see your application. Make sure that you do not wait. Again, the program ends March 31st, 2021. So that leaves us a little under how many weeks do we have?
About 6.
About 45 days, not even 45 days, somewhere around in there, before the program is over with. And you don't want to say shoulda, coulda, woulda when you find out how easy it was to qualify for the Paycheck Protection Program loan, and also how important this program is for our small business owner. If you're a small business owner and you don't want to apply, then go tell your brother or tell your sister to apply. Encourage somebody that you know needs some assistance with their small business to go to our website and apply for the PPP loan. Okay, these are forgivable loans. Just because you hear the word loan is not a bad thing. Okay, because a loan is good when you need it. All right, all right, that's all we got. Okay, so again, you all have a good night. Those of you that have my contact information, you can hit me up on Facebook, hit me up through email, and you can always, I always get back with you and try to get back with you as much as I can. Oftentimes we're on Zoom meetings, we're on conference calls, and we're advocating and fighting for equity for the community. Just know you do have a voice. You do have a voice. We are the voice for the voiceless, and those community in the community that we serve here in Arkansas, in Little Rock, Arkansas. So again, People Trust Community Loan Fund, www.peopletrustloans.org. Get your PPP.
Get your PPP.